there is something yenye I can actually say imeuma watu sana, and people are talking about it, people are mad, is the nomination of Nakhumicha. I think you saw this, it's posted all over and people are talking about it, and we need to talk about it as well. Now, President RUTO nominates Susan Nakhumicha as
Bishop, pray for me. You know, it's not easy. Having been a minister, then all of a sudden, you're just Nakhumicha. And you know, my name is unique. Yaani ukisema tu Nakhumicha, watu wanaona ule mama wa afya. Lakini naomba uendelee kuniombea. Ninaona Mungu amenitia mema na pia natarajia mema. Nilikuwa waziri wa afya. Hii mitandao ikakuja wakasema majenzi wanaanguka na watu, wakaanguka na mimi. Bishop amehubiri hapa akasema siku za Moi ilikuwa matangazo kwa redio. Hii nayo yetu hata haikuwa ya redio. Ilikuwa kwa TV unangojea. Nikasikia cabinet yote wapi? Nyumbani. Nikaona watu wamefurahi kila mahali, wamefurahi. Na ndio nikajua ya kwamba Bishop vile umehubiri, huyu Mungu aliye juu ndiye nastahili kumtazamia. Na tangu sikio mimi nimemtazamia Mungu. Hata sasa mimi nafanya ukulima. Tangu sasa hiyo wakati sina kazi. Mimi nauza cabbages. Napanda cabbages kule Cherengani.
We were directed and guided by SRC, which is the body that is constituted by the Constitution to be able to guide. And from the guideline, they said it cannot be a remuneration, it can only be a stipend. And that is how we have recognized it. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, from the question from Honorable Mishimboko, what is the gross salary of an intern and what is the net thereof and what has been offered? Initially, an intern was earning 206,000. This includes basic salary and other allowances. That comes to a net of 135,000. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, based on the advice from the SRC, it is now a stipend of 70,000 shillings. And Honorable Speaker and members, I would like to clarify that none of the interns who is in session has gotten a reduction. Of the interns in session that will be finishing or concluding their internship in June 2024, there is no reduction. It is the new interns who we are now posting that are going to get in under the terms of the stipend. From Honorable Junet, the issue of whole of nation approach. This was ordered by the Honorable Judge of the Employment and Labor Relations Court. That order is what brought us together. And the judge did guide on the membership of the whole of nation approach. And in respect and in compliance with the court order, that group under the whole of nation approach has been meeting to find solutions to this crisis headed by Head of Public Service. Honorable Speaker and members, Honorable Junet wanted to know how 70 was arrived at. This was a guideline by the SRC. They would be the best then to explain how 70,000 was arrived at as a stipend. But need to say that they did look at the other interns within the nation, and actually they did inform us that the other interns are getting 25,000, and therefore they considered this higher and gave them 70,000.
How are you doing? I hope you're doing well today. My name is Madini Classic, and it's another good day where we want to do the analysis on Kenyan politics and what is going on, what is trending, what are people talking about, okay? So a number of principal secretaries have been reassigned and others have also been brought into the government. But now let's look at those who have been promoted, okay? I have a number of a few principal secretaries that has been promoted and others are actually being brought to the government, okay? So let's talk about Amos Gadesha, who is the Principal Secretary of Public Services and who was formerly the PS for Broadcast and communication previously, right? He was previously the PS for broadcast and communication, but now he's been promoted to be the principal secretary of public services. Let's look at somebody like Professor Edward Kisiang'ang'i, who has been promoted to the advisor and member of the Presidential Council on Economic Affairs. Regina Akoth, appointed State Department of Trade, and Jane Karem Buga has been appointed as the PS of Public Services and Human Capital. We also have Wagundu Odede, State for the Public Investment Asset Management under the National Treasury. And we have Caroline Wanjiru Karuga, who has been appointed under the State Department East Africa Affairs. Dr. Oluga Frederick Ohuma, who has been appointed the State Department of Medical Services. Now, obvious Kenyans must have a concern. Wakenya lazima waongee, right? And this is something that happened yesterday, that President William Ruto decided to nominate, to reshuffle his government, or rather his cabinet. Now, people are so concerned. People are talking about President Ruto as somebody who doesn't even know what he needs in his own cabinet. And a few things, ideas and suggestions that people are saying, all these departments are not important to Kenyans. One, what people want changes on medical, field and public services. Others are saying that Kenya should have a mastermind for development like steel industries, electronic industries, green energy and electronic mobility. Others saying now kazi ya Ruto is to reshuffle here and there. As someone who isn't even sure with his cabinet, people are saying that now this is a tribal government and it's here to stay. One thing that I saw yesterday, the moment this cabinet issue was brought up, is the tribal government. Because most of the positions that were nominated by HE President William Samoei Ruto, people tend to think that now the government belongs to a certain community. That is what people are talking about. If you look at it keenly on whatever is happening, Kenyans are sad. Some are saying Ruto is never fit to be in office. Now, what's the point of having the CS and PS in the same field? You are yet in the country, we have the same positions. You know, it's like every move and every step that William Ruto is trying to do is a mistake to Kenyans. But now let me ask you a question. Do you really feel like whatever is happening could have Raila Amolo Odinga could be having a hand on it? And we just saw the other day they signed an MOU. Now it's a broad-based government, and that literally means that someone like Raila would probably advise Ruto on what to do. Do you really think that whatever is happening right now in the country, the reshuffling of the PSS and the CSS, is actually an idea of someone like Raila Amolo Odinga? I believe you're going to say no or yes, but in one way or the other, if you look at it keenly, you attract an energy of someone who is always a dictator. While trying to look at it keenly, you just see the reshuffling that have been happening, the changes, the CSS that have been nominated. You just feel like there is an energy. Kuna energy hapo katikati ya someone who is a dictator. People are pointing hands, people are pointing fingers on Raila Amolo Odinga, okay? And people are thinking that most, actually in that list you can see there are members of ODM, a few of them in that list, which actually shed light to people and thinking that if Ruto can do this a few days after the handshake between him and Raila Amolo Odinga, then that means that this government, kuna rais na kuna mtu wake wa mkono, na mtu wake wa mkono inaonekana ndio mtu ameshikilia zaidi hata kushinda rais mwenyewe, okay? But there is something yenye I can actually say imeuma watu sana, and people are talking about it, people are mad, is the nomination of Nakhumicha. I think you saw this, it's posted all over and people are talking about it, and we need to talk about it as well. Now, President Ruto nominates Susan Nakhumicha as permanent mission of Kenya to the UN Habitat. All right. Now, Nakhumicha is a former cabinet secretary of health and supply chain expert in the cabinet of Kenya. Okay. So Nakhumicha if you remember well, she was dismissed in July 2024 alongside other cabinets, and this is because people were not satisfied by the services she was rendering. Okay, so she was dismissed with a number of cabinets in 2024 July, and then boom, all of a sudden she comes back. Now she comes back to the government. Okay, so Kenyans got mad and had something to say that Ruto is not willing to learn anything. Some say that now Ruto knows that leading a country is not a joke. He will keep doing rounds till 2027, and I hope this time we won't be deceived. We shall select a visionary leader. People keep saying this each and every time, like sisi tutapiga kura, tutachagua mtu mwingine. Now this dude, this guy is a joker. Just waking up na kurudisha mtu alikuwa dismissed because hakuwa fit for the position that she was nominated for, tena amerudishwa na amewekwa kwa kitengo kingine. And people are even asking themselves, don't we have young youths, young Kenyans who are learned and capable of taking positions in these places and work for Kenyans? Okay, so now others are concerned, and what they're talking about is we may now start creating posts of senior ambassadors, chief ambassadors, and deputy ambassadors for each county to have a broad-based government, which is as broad as our borrowing capacity would allow. Now, some are thinking that whatever is happening, I heard people saying, now, this years wenye wamenominatiwa wapya, pesa itatoka wapi ya kuwalipa? Ukiangalia ekonomi yetu vile iko, the concern ya watu is not even what William Ruto is doing. William Ruto is doing what he feels is fit for him and what he thinks is good for himself, not for Kenyans. And you know, one thing that I like about Kenyans ni watu wanyamazi na issue. When there is an issue, they talk about it. When there is something to discuss, they will talk about it. And social media inapatia watu nafasi ya kuongea their mind. Like if you see the other day when Mudavadi couldn't even answer a single question, and people could even say, if you joined that live when he was having a press briefing, people could clearly and openly tell him that we bana, hapa tuko hapa, we are wasting our time. There is nothing we are doing here. We are just wasting our time. Some are also saying leadership is not easy. It has exposed Ruto's inability so bad. So where are we heading as a country? Of course, we're expecting Ruto to lead as he is the president of this country. But now, things that have been happening, kutoa mtu hapa, kurudisha hapa, kutoa mtu mahali ushamtoa, unamweka kwingine, imeonekana ni kama Ruto is not fit for being the president of this country, and people are now seeing his weakness. People are now seeing his failure. But one thing that I know with Mheshimiwa, Ruto is someone who doesn't really care about your opinion. He doesn't care about what you think. He is going to do what he thinks is right with him and for him, okay? Now, as I said, people are asking if we don't have young Kenyans who are able to take charge in such positions. Why go back to recycling bin? Mbona unarudi kwa the recycle bin yet kuna watu? I saw a post by Eric Omondi, who is now working hard on trying to vie. I don't know atavai wapi, lakini I believe mali atavai. Favor will fall on him. Yeah, favor will fall on him. So Nakhumicha failed terribly on health docket position na anapelekwa kukuwa ambassador. People don't forget whatever happened during Nakhumicha's the position alikuwa as the CS for health and stuff. Watu walikuwa wanaandamana kila siku. You could see doctors sleeping on the streets, and there were pictures and videos every now and again, doctors sleeping on the streets. Watu walikuwa wanaumia. People were dying in hospitals. Now you are taking this person back in power. What do you expect? Do you really expect any change? Anything positive that can come from this person is just a nightmare. There is nothing positive that's gonna come from such kind of a person, and this is the concern of Kenyans when you wanna watch this government carefully. And now people are asking themselves, who is going to be the opposition leader to rectify all this? Is it Gachagua, who is now not even speaking something that is making sense? There is nothing sensible that Gachagua is speaking right now. I expected him to come in and start rectifying this government ASAP. The moment Raila Amolo Odinga decided to join hands with Ruto, this guy would have come. But now, if you look at it, it's like the fight between Yeye and Raila, the fight between Yeye and politicians, not even thinking. He's not even saying what people want to hear. You know, for you to be a position leader, and if you want to criticize the working government, you have to say, you have to be with the people. That is one thing you need to do. You have to be with the people. Whatever the people want is what you need to say. Whatever the people think and expect, that is what you need to do. And in my capacity of thinking, I thought someone like Gachagua would probably be talking about these issues, yeah, like the nominations that happened just yesterday. I expected Gachagua to come in and criticize, because people are saying, oh, this government imekuwa tribal government, oh, easy nominations and the post that the state house is doing should be done in Sugoi and stuff. Of course, lazima kukuwe na criticism of all over, but we believe that at the end of the day, if anything, something good is going to happen to the country, and that is why we depend on the opposition leader to lead and to govern this country and to criticize the government vile inafaa. That was my time. Thank you so much for staying here. If you are a returning subscriber, share this post, share your ideas on the comment section. And if you are new here, just make sure that you press the notification button and stay, because we will keep updating you on each and everything that is happening in this government, in this country. I hope you're having a good time. Bye-bye. That was my time.